I need to make a small adjustment right away because I can tell that's going to annoy me. Yep, right there. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to bring up a note that I just trans. Where the hell is it? I just got to find something. Hold on a second here. I won't be too long. That's the one. So I wrote this thing up. And before I talk about this thing, I'm sure a lot of people out there know the story of, like, the wolves, where it depends which wolf you feed is going to win a fight, right? It's going to be stronger, or one's going to fight for its life when it gets neglected too much. With that being said, feeding into negative memories and only negative memories instead of seeing how much good was in a certain amount of time, and just dwelling on those the negative memories, and trying to convince people around, like children, stuff like that, it was always negative, it was always negative, it was always negative, but it wasn't always negative. It wasn't. But that's just how people choose to be, because they keep feeding that one negative thing. They're just so angry, and it's like, this is not right. So this is something I just transcribed. I'm gonna try to read all of it. I can't stay mad at her. She has an illness. She has a personality disorder. I can't do what she does and focus on the few times that there is like a negative situation throughout our existence together. Out of 7 years, maybe 7 fights, bad fights, not too bad, but bad enough that it could basically cause effect. 3 were in the first 4 years. 4, they happened like in the last year and a half. And it was because of how she was putting me through. Like, she caused the arguments. Transcribe sucks because I can't even understand what the hell I just transcribed. But yeah, she put me through hell, and it's like I'd get belittled, I'd be treated like shit. She'd talk down to me, like fucking just talk to me like I was a piece of shit more times than not. And it was like, what the fuck? And it was like back in August of 2021 that she had stabbed herself, which I believe was for attention now. And someone came over and they wouldn't leave after I told them, like, it's not a good time. Just so it's like she's had a hate on ever since then. Well, a couple of weeks later, we had the most intimate night of our lives, like a whole new side of us. And then she, the next day, looks into my phone, which was weird. I didn't care, nothing to hide. But then she went off for a month and a half, like acting like I was cheating on her, talking all this bad shit about me and all that. It's just like, like, constantly just talking shit about me on the internet. I did that one time to her, and she told me that, like, how much it offended her, and this is like back 7 years ago. And I took her feeling into consideration because I'm empathic, and I took it down right away, deleted it because I don't want her to be upset. But that's the difference between me and her, is like, I'm real. I'm not I'm gonna be someone for you because I'm tricking you into believing shit like a narcissist does. I want to call you the narcissist because I'm a projectile person, because I'm a narcissist, and that's what narcissists do. They're projectile. Anything they claim other people are doing is because they are doing it, not the other people that they're claiming are doing it, but they're fucking themselves, right? So, what was it? How I felt for the last 6 years, and it's okay, August of last year was the first time she said, like, now I know how it feels for the last 6 years. And it's like, I've never treated her the way she was claiming or saying, like, what the fuck? Like, she just out of nowhere just snapped on me. We're outside in the backyard. I remember that, and it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? But I didn't want to argue with her. I'm like, okay. So there was that thing. So after doing all the research on narcissists, I now understand. She was kind of pretty much testing the waters, seeing what she can get away with, to try to alter my reality. So I don't even know. She knows that she's doing it. Everywhere you look, you hear about these people. All they do is cheat, and they have secondary supplies. And no, she already put me in a smear campaign right after that whole thing happened when she accused me of cheating on her, which I wasn't. And then just just bullshit that followed. Um, it's a complete trademark of a narcissist. Everything she was doing, like she left me feeling like she was having an affair, like she was cheating on me. I have a feeling that when I was working nights, because of comments that she said, like, like, well, it's so boring when you're not here. I want to have some friends over. And then, like, some nights she wouldn't even answer the phone or nothing like that. It's like, what am I supposed to think? But then when I stop at the house, like, because I'm in the area and I'm salting the area or whatever, she's wide awake. So it's like interesting, very interesting. Like, they have no shame unless they get caught red-handed, and then they only have shame because they got caught. Like, that's the part that sucks, right? But it's just whatever. So I can't stay mad at her, because as much as I want to hate her, and she wants me to hate her and be angry with her for the stupid things she's doing. To me, she was my soulmate. And I know when it's a narcissist, like, there is no real love there. And the other person is just attached. Well, I disagree with that. I think the other person has a right to still feel like they were loving somebody. Maybe they weren't getting real love back, but they were really loving them. And that's what I was doing. I was being very devoted and stuff. So, like, I love her to death. The whole first time she walked out, and the argument was all because of an argument that she started the night before, accusing me of doing something that I wasn't doing, checking the cameras, which she later found out that I was right and she was wrong. But she can't look at the bigger picture, that she, if she would have just had listened to what I told her, like, no, I'm not checking the cameras. I'm driving a fucking plow right now. Um, the argument never would have happened. Like, and then the next morning when I had to yell up to Leighton from the kitchen, I was at the bottom of the stairs. Like, I was being told that I was, but I wasn't. I was in the kitchen. So I had to yell up the stairs like that. And then because you have this anger, like, built up, like, resentment against me, and you cause this huge thing to the point where you walk out. Okay, fair enough. Now, anyone who knows about the whole situation would say that is the reaction of what was happening, what was being used, what was being, like, um, whatever, what you claimed was you're not stopping. But the next morning, oh, yeah, that's all that voluntary. Everything could have been avoided. So it's hate on for me ever since August. Never understood why. Then the attention about the thing. Yep. I already touched base on that too. Yeah. So I kind of skipped right to the end and then went back to the beginning. That's awesome. I need a new prescription. I keep going cross-eyed. It's been like that for like 2 weeks now. Start reading the computer, my eyes start going like naturally crossed. Even when I'm talking to my kids on the phone for too long, my eyes just start crossing. It's like, oh my god, stop it. Like, the whole thing, like, even when she turns around, she says, like, fucking, I was always, like, he's always on the phone. No, actually, you were always on the phone. And that's the thing. Like, I didn't start playing games on my phone until I was being ignored, talking to you in the same room, and you just weren't replying to me. And then there's times I'd just be kind of sitting there on the other couch, and you can tell the difference between playing the game and typing to somebody. And when I ask you who you're talking to, you just don't want to reply to me. And it's like, okay. That's when things start, like, like, this is great. Like, tried everything I can to try to be supportive of everything she ever wanted to do, everything. And it's like, I still get talked to like I'm a piece of shit. Like, everything that she chose to do I always backed her up and stood behind her. But she quit the family business, which is fine. And then she starts insulting me and her oldest son because we're taking too long, because we're not professionals like her. And it's like, okay, that's great. So start throwing it in my face when I'm on other jobs. Like, what takes you forever? Why does it take you so long to finish a job? Like, well, between add-ons and whatnot. But if I had someone who was a professional backing me up to help me get the stuff done, we've done faster, make more money in essence, pay off the bills, and have leftover money. Like, it wasn't a matter of I don't pay enough. It was a matter of, okay, now that I'm learning to charge more, you just didn't want to come in. And then the times that you did come in and help, and I offered you like $500 for the day, you tell me to spend it on the bills that needed to get paid. So I was like, thank you. Makes sense. But all I know is like, it's done nothing but talk a lot of shit since July. And I don't know if it's because she's had someone come around the house and she doesn't want the kids to talk to me about it or something like that. But I have the right to believe it. She's keeping my kids from me. She's handed in a fake video that she tried to manipulate officers in the CIS saying that I was abusing my daughter, my youngest daughter, but I didn't. I was able to hand in the same video but longer edit, and I point out a few facts about this video. Like, number one, why is she recording it off of the security with the volume turned down when the volume's normally turned up so we can hear what's going on downstairs? Right? Number one. Number two, with the angle that the camera's at, it looks like, yeah, when I raise my hand, but I never made contact with my daughter. She does that all the time. All the time. Even when I'm talking on the phone with her and giving her a high five, she'll snap her head back. Like, that's just how she like what she does. But she was trying to convince me that I hit my daughter in the head. I was like, I didn't. So when I asked if I could see my kids for New Year's, it'd be nice to see them on New Year's because, seeing them every other week, but sometimes it's like every third week for an hour and a half. After you put me in jail for like 3 weeks, when there was no need for that 3 weeks, because one of the videos that were neglected to be handed in that got me out of jail was me saying, you cannot say nothing to your mom because I will get in trouble. But no, that one didn't make it to the police officer report. No, just determined, because I wouldn't sit there and admit to something like a threat or whatever. Like, look at the disclosure. What was explained in the disclosure is not what happened at all. At all. I can admit what I have done. I had the whole thing written out. Going back so far. You told me you were going to ruin my life. I get it. I totally get it. But this is the thing that sucks. Is like, I can't talk to her. Can't have anyone talk to her. She came and blatantly, when I was having a conversation with the girls the one night, she came and said, like, our marriage is over. We're never going to get back together. Like, it's done. Get it out of your head. You're not coming back here. And it's like, what the fuck? All my shit is there. Everything that you've done has cost me over $20,000. I don't think you understand that. I don't think you understand that if I had to pursue the whole, like, let's get a divorce thing, then I'm going for support, and I'm going for custody. I'm going for like a lawsuit. Like, there's so much shit that can be avoided. I let her come back 3 times for the 3 times she walked out in 2023. And we co-parent. She'd sleep on the couch, whatever, until she wanted to start sleeping with me again. She tells me she almost put her wedding ring back on. Things that would make me feel good and happy. And then all of a sudden she just kind of like, she just says, ew. Like, why would you do that? I'm a sensitive person. I have feelings. She's a very heartless person, and I feel sorry for the next person she's going to be with. And then you read about the kids that suffer when they have a narcissistic parent, and it's like, yeah. But I also learned how to, because I know what I know now, I would have known how to deal with it, and I would have been able to clue in why she started acting this way, is because I started working all the time. Started working instead of always being home and giving her nothing but attention and the kids attention. And that's what pretty much did what it did. And it pushed her to the point that it pushed her to, which was ridiculous. It's beyond ridiculous how far she has been pushed, and how she's acting. It just does not make sense whatsoever. why I need to go through the hell that I'm going through. Why she chooses to not let me see my children. My children love me. The last time I saw my daughters, my little Harmony, she comes running up, Daddy, and starts crying right away and gives me a hug as soon as she sees me. I'm like, baby, it's okay, honey. It's okay. We're gonna go inside. We're gonna go inside. So we go inside. Symphony plays for half an hour, and then for the rest of the hour, like for the next hour, because it's an hour and a half, she made me pick her up, and she wouldn't let me put her down. She wouldn't let. She just wouldn't. She just wanted to hold on to me tight. So I just kind of laid on the couch, stroking her hair and telling, humming and singing to her like I used to do all the time when I was at home. She's a musical baby. I'm a musical person. That's that's my mini me. That's my baby. And you're trying to say that I'm abusive towards them, like it's. But the police and the CAS both said no. There was no signs of abuse. We're not pressing charges. We can't even give you a warning because there's like with what you explained makes sense, and clearly from watching the video it makes sense. Like a child that was abused would not have gotten up and started hopping and jumping to do the same thing again. It's just a game that she was playing. But no, she just wants to keep telling people that I was an abusive parent, I was an abusive husband, but I've never touched her. She has begged me for like years to start smacking her around and stuff like that for like, fun role play stuff. I couldn't do it. Can't do it. So this New Year's, I have all this stuff that's happening that can happen, like positive stuff that can happen. And it's like I want my family to be part of it. And if they're not going to be part of it because she doesn't want them to be part of it, then I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight for them. I'm going to fight for the people that I love. And, you know, take into consideration everything that was said to me in 2023. You don't want to be a mother no more. You don't want this. You don't want that. Like, and that's another way how we know that she was kind of seeing somebody or talking to somebody because she snaps on me about not ever being able to go out. She feels like she's locked in the house, and it's like, well, you can unlock the door from the inside. Number one. Number two, you can go for out whenever you want, technically, right? But you're saying without the kids. Okay, so I'm home. My mom comes over to babysit, and you don't want to go out. And then I'm home, and it's like, if you want to go out and do something, go ahead. She goes, no, I don't have nothing to do, nowhere to go. So I just make such a big deal of it. It's because the person that you wanted to go out with is busy now. Like, it's one thing with them. They think they outsmart everyone and all that. And when you show their true faces, they will attack you. And that's pretty much what's happening right now, is because every time she called me a narcissist, I turn around like, no, you're the narcissist. Because when she called me one, I looked up the definition and I'm like, none of this is me. Like literally everything here is pointing out you. Playing a victim. Okay, a victim doesn't make over 50 videos on TikTok acting and performing for views. That's not how victims act. That's not what they do. You were going to get ripped up so fucking badly in that courtroom. No wonder why you didn't show up. But regardless, she has everything I've worked hard for. She has everything is in my house, the house I pay rent for. Even this is fraud, where it's like I took her off on my CRA. I changed my status to separated when she said what she said about like we're never getting back together, which hurt me. So I was like, okay. I filled out that one-time benefit thing just before Christmas, and then we're waiting for it to go through. It's not going through, and then out of nowhere, it's like you can't apply for this because you're married. Your spouse got it. It's like, what? My spouse hasn't even paid like that much in rent. I paid 6 months in rent at that house, 7 months in rent at that house, and then I paid 5 months in rent where I am now. I've paid 12 months. She has paid 5 months worth of rent. But yeah, take that $500 because I'm sure it means more to you with like the fucking $3,000 in child tax plus the like fucking what is it, $1,500 in um welfare. Like it's like just determined to destroy who I am. And it's like, no, this is a new year. I have opportunities to make investments, to do things right for a change. I've been looking at different avenues. I've been working pretty hard on this project because I had nothing but time to work on except for when I was working on this other shit. But I am so happy that I'm not doing the other shit no more. I don't want to do the other shit no more. I want to be at home with my family, is what I want. And while I'm at home with my family, I don't need to work on other shit like my computer stuff. I will find time here and there to just get a couple things here and there done. Right now, I'm working on a couple more big moves to have everything like this is set. I could sell my fucking name right now for like hundreds of thousands of dollars because of how it's preset. But no, I gotta establish the name first, right? Not establish that. Yo, check this out. All this, boom. This is dope. This is all I need now is the automated integration systems for each section, and I don't have to do nothing. I don't have to do anything at all except for whenever a new month starts, just go fucking go preset some sales to happen. Like that simple, but don't I don't care to. I'm right now I'm landing a couple more of the big distributors that are in Canada. Um just because it's easier for me. I got all the big distributors for the adult novelty stuff, so I have every exclusive item that's possible. I'm talking manufacturers that have my own items made, like with my own like branding on it and stuff. Before I do that, I need to go and convert myself over to corporate. Um, that'll be happening soon. Last people didn't want to pay me for the job I did, so I put a lien on their property. I have their deeds. Like, not asking for the full amount, but now I'm asking for what I said I was asking for, and then the cost of stuff like, stuff like lost because it's locked inside this place, or the cost of having to serve people and make a court matter out of it. So, you know, oh well. They're trying to say that they're going to get me on me saying that it's going to take me 3 weeks. No, you asked me how long you think it's going to take me. And I said 3 weeks before add-ons started happening, number one. And then what else is there? Oh yeah, on the invoices and stuff like that, it clearly states that if I finish a job or a job takes longer than expected, it does not change the cost whatsoever for the service, right? Like that's not how it works. So they're trying to intimidate me, saying they're going to sue me. So okay, well, you sue me and you get nothing out of me, but sure, do what you gotta do, I guess. And but yeah, no, like all in all, it's like I just want to say like I can't sit here and think of the negative stuff like she does, and fuel off that and feed off it and just think and try to convince the kids that I was like that all the time. I could think of more positive things every single month than few days of hell for the first few years. Every month before her period, this is the trend I was noticing. This just before her period that she'd start acting up. Then one year, I think it was 2020, I said something to her, and it was like October, November 2020. I was like, "What have your period?" Right? Well, that's when we kind of came up to like, fuck, maybe it is that she knows to do. Hey, yeah. It's like a pattern. So I don't know. I don't know what to say. Like, I love my kids. I love my stepkids. I loved my wife. I was devoted to her. I'd do anything for her, and I still would. Like fucking, I in July, I bought her birthday presents, her Christmas gifts, and her and our anniversary shit. I fucking just before all this happened, I had it on order. I was like, what the fuck? And I can't even sell it. Like I have exclusive stuff that's not even in Canada that I got for her, for us. And I don't want to give it to her because I don't want her to enjoy it with somebody else. But at the same time, it's like fucking I don't want to look at it no more. I don't want to see it because it hurts me. This is something that I put a lot of thought into because I know that she would really like these specific items, and just it is what it is. It's just, A lot of people are going to just get over and go forward. Like, yes, I understand. Trust me, I get it. Right? Like, at one point in time, I was like, I figured, give her a few months. And I was scared she's going to already have someone because I'm sure she's already been with somebody. But I even wrote about that in the song, The Changes. I said straight up, like, I know all about the affairs. Like, how many songs, even that she sang herself, like fucking, because it was predictable what was happening. The one day that I wrote like 8 songs in a row is because she treated me like shit all fucking day the day before. And then the next day she was still giving me a bit of an attitude. And it's like when her period was approaching. So I didn't want to say nothing to her. I just started texting. I'm not going to argue with you. Nope. I'm not going to argue with you. Keep an eye on the kids and text. Yeah, just whatever. Then maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's why she quit the music, is because she could sense in the lyrics that perhaps they're about her. Like one of the last songs I recorded was The Dark Skies and then The Blue Skies, right? So both of them are basically it's pretty much saying like, I don't like this. I'm trying to find someone who I can love, not someone who's going to be acting shady, right? Now, who would have thought that was going to be a perfect line for that song? But then the chorus, I think I'm alone now. How was that predictable that I was going to end up being alone? Start seeing the things before they happen. I'm a visionary. I see things. Like, she should know this from like her own from our own personal stuff. Like, she should know that I see fucking things that just no one else sees. And if it's not like one of those situations, like, I'm not going to even touch base on it, but when people are talking to me and stuff, I'm watching a projection of what's happening. Like, I can fucking see what you're talking about. But the moment you're talking doesn't match up with this, I know there's a fucking lie, right? And I've never seen so many lies come out of her, except for this year or last year, 2023. That's a hard thing to do, is get over that and retrust somebody when they lied about so much stuff, not even to you, but to everybody else, to all kinds of people, to the police, to like just lies, and it's like, I don't, what the fuck? Like, you try to discredit me to make me tell people that I lied to cover up a habit that you had. Okay, sure, I'll do that. So I did. I lied, but then I ended up telling the truth afterwards, because it's like, no, I'm not getting stuck with this bullshit. Try to switch it around on me. So, but once again, they already they know. So, but yeah, now I'm just waiting for my kids to call. One thing I look forward to every single day is the phone call from my children, because she wasn't letting me talk to them. They were coming here all the time in August after this incident, all the way up until the point that Leighton came over and told me what was going on there. And the kid knows not to lie about stuff to me. He knows not to lie. I don't teach the kids to lie. I teach them to tell the truth. Well, all of a sudden, he must have been saying it because just to make, me happy. Kids will go back and forth to make both parents happy. So he was just saying what I wanted to hear. And I wanted to hear behavior of you saying that I don't love them anymore and I'm never coming back because I don't want to come back. And just, it's interesting. It's one hell of a wild imagination. But I don't know. And now he's not, like, it's like he's not allowed to talk to me anymore. Kids can't come anymore either, because when that happened, that's when all of a sudden the video got handed in about me assaulting my daughter that never happened in August. And so it's just started doing cooperated with the CAS, did 3 weeks, and on the third week, when they went to go get the next set of visits, I said, no, my kids don't want to come here. My daughter was in tears last time she left. Like, she doesn't want to go home. We don't need to be here to be supervised. It doesn't take this long to look at a videotape and see that it's not what you guys are being told it is. So right away, she contacted the investigator and her supervisor, and they both said, no, there's nothing there. There's nothing. So no, he doesn't have to be supervised. And then all of a sudden, she doesn't want to answer the phones anymore. One answered the phone to them, one answered the phone to us. We were not allowed. My mom was not allowed. Grandma's not allowed to go see her grandkids. Like, I'm sorry, was that another time that you had someone over? Because I look at the September 24th, I think it was 2 o'clock in the morning. I get a notification that my alarm system was just unplugged. 2 o'clock in the morning, getting unplugged. Just gotta make sure that no chance of anyone turning on any cameras to see anything. But I'm not even trying to access anything because I noticed she unplugged everything. And when she walked out on us, I left her cameras plugged in so that she could say goodnight to the girls and talk to the girls when they're in their room. I have echoes. I have 3 fucking echoes in that house that I could talk to the girls with. None of them are plugged in. None. No, I had to talk to the girls when she decides to make a phone call. It's not right. It's not right at all. This is how much hate she has towards me, and I can't even understand why. I can understand why because whatever, but she can't sit there and take accountability. She told me to take accountability of what happened. It's like, okay, sure, you take accountability, but in the same breath, your daughter's now lying for you and saying that something didn't happen that clearly happened. So who's not taking accountability? That's what I don't understand. It's like I shouldn't be getting treated like a piece of shit while you're manipulating and trying to make yourself look like this. Oh, I'm an innocent victim. No, you're an instigator, and the big problem came from you, and then the lies that piled on top. But because of, like I said, everything that was said, I can't go home now. At least not to that home. But if I buy a house and I say, hey guys, come move in, I don't know what you're going to do. It's one of those things that I want the option to be available for you to come and be a family, because I would never want to separate you from the kids as much as you have separated me. This is this kind of shit I would say to her if I had a fucking chance to, but it wouldn't matter anyways because she'd be so defensive instantly. Even if she were to hear all this in the future, whatever, she'd fucking try to find a way to bring it to the police to have me arrested, and then tell the kids something. Who knows what fucking story she'll make up to them. Oh, Rob did this again. Did what? Did what? Because on 3 occasions when the police showed up here, it was over bullshit. Bullshit. Not enough information handed in that was clearly there as part of a set. Or I almost got charged for hugging my wife when she was giving me a problem, acting like she was about to leave. I hugged her and I said, please stop doing this. Oh, apparently that's assault. Yeah, all the charges were withdrawn. All of them. What was it? I think fucking 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 of them maybe. 12 fucking charges try to get laid on me because I called the police to have my children removed from the house. I voiced the concern back in January to the CAS because I was told to from disability that, look, you need to contact these people. So I did. And then I said, I have concerns because of the use of this. She is yelling at the kids. She's basically telling my youngest daughter to shut the fuck up when she starts having a temper tantrum. And she's very short. This is causing it. I know that for a fact. And because of the way she's acting, I know she was warned about this months prior. Look, don't this does this to people. Don't do it. Oh, don't worry. I have more respect for you for being thoughtful and considerate. But you slipped away and let it take over instead. I miss my wife. I do. I miss her. I think of nothing of the negatives. I don't dwell on the negatives. I try not to, but the positives that I keep remembering, the memories, all the good memories, and it's just I would I know what I would change if I were to ever have to relive all this. I know what I would have to do if I ever got back with her, right? Like I already know, like, hey, I don't care to go back to work. I don't want to work as a slave for anyone anymore, right? I never did. It was nice to be able to provide for my kids, to save her from spending child tax on groceries and pull-ups and stuff like that, and being able to go get it myself, you know. But I don't know. That's just it. Like it's a new year, it's supposed to be like a whole new thing. Well, how do you how do you forgive somebody who spent the whole year lying and destroying who you are? No, like I'm trying to like I have a big decision to make in the next couple of days in regards to what actions I'm going to take once I get in touch with these people. The one person got in touch with me and it's like, yeah, I'll see you Tuesday. I don't want to fucking deal with this guy. I don't care about what your record is in this place. I care about the reviews I'm seeing afterwards. So I'm just not interested with this guy. But we'll see. The other group are people from North York, and they specialize with narcissists. So they know how common and how much of a widespread problem it is amongst married people. And COVID has brought out the worst in a lot of people. Drugs will amplify anyone who has it, and it's something you develop when you're a kid. There's a few things I saw before I even got married that made me question, but that's nothing. This is nothing. I didn't realize what nothing might turn into. So, but once again, because I know it's a personality disorder, it's a mental thing. I cannot stay mad at someone who has a mental condition and doesn't even fucking know better, right? Like the only people that are getting hurt, like yeah, I'm like it hurts me and all that, but it hurts my kids more. It hurts our daughters more, and like how the fuck you can actually sit there and allow them to be like, but what I was told, what you're telling them now on the phone every night, you try to make it seem like that's not the case at all. It's daddy time, daddy time, daddy time. I look forward to daddy time. It's great. It's great. It's not the same as actually sitting there and playing with them like I used to do. It's not the same as bonding with them, picking them up and dancing with them and stuff like that. It's not even close to the same. Instead, we're stuck in a room about the size of this room right here. And this is where we have our visits, is in this little itty bitty fucking room that, like, you know, Harmony wants to play hide and go seek. There's nowhere to fucking hide, but I make the best out of it. Like, you know, I just can never find a kid in that room. You know, she's a good hider. So, I don't know. I don't know. I just hope that, I just hope things get better. I hope that some miracle happens, and then before I see these people, she convinces me not to go forward with what I'm about to go forward with, and she has no idea. No one has any idea what I'm actually planning right now. Nobody does. But I've been busting my ass for the last few months, making sure that I'm set up and fine, handle everything on my own. So pretty much there, I have my own realtor and everything. Like I'm gravy. So just would have been nice to have first home being a first family home of a full family. Um, but no, I just kind of I look for one less bedroom than I was looking for. I found a house that's identical to the house like that I have, and it's like 5 times the size of the backyard though. That's the only difference. Like other than that, same layout and everything, but it's an unfinished basement. So it's like, okay, that's nothing. Like fucking finish the basement, done. But I don't know. But that's how you get all that off my mind, because it's like it's bugging me. Like I lost the songs that I wrote, accidental deleting, and then this the other songs that didn't get deleted. It's like they're not even close to the same kind of um, expression or what was being like what message was being conveyed in the other ones, right? It's like these ones are more like slander. Those ones were more like, look, there's forgiveness, there's love. But I want to point this out to you right now, and that's exactly what I lost. So that's okay. That's fine. Maybe they just weren't ever meant to be heard. And then I don't have anything saving in those folders anymore, so I'm safe there. And now it's all about the kids. It's writing a song for my symphony and my harmony, and I look forward to recording that when I can find a beat that might make sense. I started the song, which is something that came to my mind, so it was like kind of like a mid-verse thing. So I gotta write a beginning to it first and whatnot. But they'll be calling me in about half an hourish, I think. I hope, if not an hour, if not an hour and a half. Hopefully they're in a good mood, and we'll just go from there. See what happens. So I hope everyone enjoys their New Year's. I hope it's this year is better for everyone than the last couple of years have been for anyone. So take care. One love. Jano.